And welcome one, welcome all. It's game 2 of the doubleheader with whatever voices we got left. Triple overtime in the earlier game, but right now, the Blue Jays, the Firebirds, and the Battle of the Birds, 8-2 overall is where Elmhurst sits in conference play. Carthage a half game behind at 7-2. Hello everybody, from my broadcast colleague Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, talk us through right now. It's going to be a great game, and we expected that even talking hours ago before the first game of the doubleheader. People are still, taking a breath from what happened earlier today, but we're less than 5 minutes away from a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a clash of CCIW Titans, and I don't mean Illinois Wesleyan Titans, although they're one of those teams. But with Elmhurst sitting at second in the conference, Carthage in third, this is just a half game back. This is a huge game in terms of trying to gain that conference regular season title and get that first round, that first seed and early bye in the Carthage or CCIW tournament. And let's take a look at Elmhurst and Carthage offensive numbers. And with Elmhurst, they have a wide range of options to pick from, starting with their leading scorer, John Itunis, and he is someone that can knock down threes. He's got height. He can play inside, outside, and another guy that makes the offense work. And there you can see Elmhurst first in points per game compared to Carthage, so you would expect a high-scoring output. And both of these teams as good as anyone shooting the basketball. So it's going to seem like whose defense is going to make the changes. And last time Carthage played Elmhurst came out on top. It was a tough contest, but Elmhurst was able to clamp down the Carthage offense. And if you're Steve Jurkovic and the Firebirds, how can you get some looks against this tough, experienced, physical team like the Elmhurst Blue Jays?
Yeah, and as we look now, last time these two teams met, December the 9th, it was a 74-59 victory for Elmhurst. Ryan Johnson, 20 points, Campbell with 13, A.J. Williams, 10, Sigel with 6. Right now, for all intents and purposes, A.J. Johnson not suited up, potentially going to miss the remainder of the season. We don't want to speculate, but again, that's what things are looking at right now. On the flip side, Johnson, 26 points for Elmhurst on the offensive side. That's why he's the second leading scorer on the team for the Blue Jays at 14.7. But again, you looked at, 19 points for Itunis. He also was 8 for 17 from the field, along with 5 boards. So, he's really a presence, that 1-2 punch for Elmhurst.
Yeah, and something that stands out in that last meeting is Julian 5 of 20 from the field. That's what I'm talking about. Some of that size, experience, strength that Elmhurst brings. They caused a lot of trouble for Campbell to get his offensive game going last time they met.
When you look at where these two teams have been getting to this point, Elmhurst rides a 3-game winning streak, beating in CCIW play Augustana 80-59, Milliken 61-53, and a close one again at Augustana 73-69 before they take on Carthage here this afternoon. On the flip side, it's been a little 3 out of the last 4 for the Firebirds, defeating Wheaton 75-58, lost to the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan 71-63, defeating Carroll and the defeating North Central College just 48 hours ago. So both teams on a little bit of a win streak before getting to this game. We're not going to worry about what's next because we got an absolute barn burner coming our way. Let's talk to some keys of the victory really quickly before we step away for introductions and starting lineups. If you're the Blue Jays, what do you have to do to come away and steal one here in Kenosha?
Yeah, with the Blue Jays, they rely on their experience, and I think what's going to cause a lot of problems for Carthage is that size and strength. And Carthage not as deep of a bench, and you saw that last time out against North Central. Coach Jurkovic did not play many minutes outside of his starters. So can Carthage stay out of foul trouble? Can they stay with this tough, a team that can really rotate and has a lot of scoring options and a lot of experience?
As for the Firebirds, we talked about staying out of foul trouble. They're without A.J. Johnson, but A.J. Williams has stepped up into his own right. Look for another big day for him. And Julian Campbell back in the lineup as well. We'll take a timeout. Starting lineups coming your way momentarily on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. And welcome in now to the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Eric Elger, Pete Ferreri. We are excited for a big one this afternoon, early evening, I guess you could say. Elmhurst, baby blue jerseys, white numbers and letters, dark blue trim. As for the home Firebirds, in their grays, red numbers and letters, black trim. Johnson, Sigel, Nesbitt, alongside A.J. Williams and Balatovich getting the start. For the home Firebirds, we welcome you in to Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Pass underneath, layup with the right hand, no good. Balatovich comes away with the board. So again, Julian Campbell dressed, not starting today. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he didn't play at all on Wednesday, so wonder how often Coach Yurkovic's going to go to him.
Balatovich has it poked away. As for the visiting Blue Jays, Getting the start, number 21, Pearson. Number 10, Itunis. 24, Pemberton. Number 2, Wallach. Nesbitt goes long range and delivers the trifecta to start things. Rounding out the starting 5 is 15, Sapinski.
If there's one presence you know the Carthage is going to bring is Antoine Nesbitt's steady minutes. At one point was leading Division III basketball in minutes per game. So
long range 2 rims out to the left, no good. Nesbitt comes away, pushes it up to Baladovic as fast as he can. Baladovic has it taken away.
And that's something that's impressive about this Elmhurst offense is that they've had 3 different players named CCIW Student Athlete of the Week, and that doesn't even include their leading scorer, John Itunis. So 4 of their 5 offensive weapons.
Nesbitt felt 3 again, and he felt it, and it's good. Injected in.
That's what I'm talking about. Nesbitt coming out here, making some big shots early. Carthage, you want to put your foot down and say, hey, this is our floor.
Nesbitt almost comes away with the steal, turning things around quickly as Wallach pulls up for the 2. High floater in and good. Mark that, Ocean Johnson. My apologies.
Yeah, you expect to see. I do think Wallach is a guy that they turn to on the bench, but Ocean Johnson's been, seems like, at Elmhurst forever.
Oh, falling away and good. Trifecta taken Pearson out of Naz Academy.
Yeah, he is lethal from there, shooting .357 from 3, one of their best three-point shooters.
Now, also to note, I am not sure as Baladovic gets the pass up with the right hand and good. I don't know if that's tape on Baladovic's chin or if he's sporting a goatee right now, but, you know, when there's a change with one of your star players, it's something to notice. Either way, style or, you know, tape. Not quite sure what it is.
Coach Jurkovic, doesn't matter as long as you're putting in tough buckets like that. Vintage Buladovic bucket there.
Wide open for 3, no good. Baladovic comes away with the board. Did you ever sport a lot of facial hair? Like, I know we're both doing like the 5 o'clock shadow right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have kind of a strange bald spot on my chin that, you know, it doesn't really lead itself to a good-looking beard.
Okay.
Now, you know, when I look at my father, I'm definitely jealous of the mustache that he can support, but did not get passed on to me.
It's kind of the opposite. My father, as we're talking about facial hair, cannot grow any facial hair, and I usually have the beard. I even at one point had like a good long, like 5-6 inch beard that my wife absolutely hated. She's like, please, for the love of God, shave.
That might be another reason for myself why the facial hair stays pretty clean.
Baladovic comes away with it. 3-point lead for the Firebirds. Getting pulled through, Nesbitt picks it up. Swatted away, Sigel comes away with the pieces, 15 on the shot clock. Williams looks for the screen for Baladovic, pulls up from the elbow for 2. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's a nifty little jumper there. Saw Johnson kind of sagging back or respecting the drive, and he was able to pull up and knock it down.
Pump fake turning around. Oh, beautiful, beautiful play. Ocean Johnson, Dolores College transfer. Just a pretty J.
Yeah, he's someone that has given Carthage a lot of fits over the years. You saw last time they played, he was their leading scorer. So, you know, keeping Ocean off the score sheet is going to be key.
Johnson thought about stepping back on the 3-point line, decided not, driving in, trying to get position, goes up, has it swatted away, just bad footing. The big man drives down, layup with the right hand, and good. Itunis, the senior, transfer from Triton College.
Yeah, Zapinski versus Johnson there. That's what we kind of talked about earlier, is that this Elmhurst team is experienced. They've been in the weight room, you know, and just that was just like some fifth-year strength there out of Zapinski.
Johnson now looks down low, gets it blocked away from behind by Johnson. Losing the handle, going out of play, trying to keep it in, doing so, but that should benefit the Firebirds. Bounce past Johnson, layup with the right hand. So a hustle attempt by Itunis favors that of the Firebirds. Itunis drives in now, tries to switch from left to right hand, blocked away by Williams. Numbers for the Firebird. Sigel pulls up for three, airballs it. Nesbitt tries to throw it in, he steps on the line. What a back and forth sequence we have here at Tarble Arena.
Sigel a little bit hyped there, I think. He really saw his eyes light up at that opportunity and maybe a little overzealous on his first attempt.
Checking in now is Julian Campbell, as well as Tanner Lamb. As discussed in their recent victory on Wednesday, shorter bench these days for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Lamb picked up the most minutes off the bench, I believe. And he provides a lot of scoring punch and not a terrible defender either.
Nesbitt going to get called for the foul as he came back down and landed on Ocean Johnson. First foul for Nesbitt, and going to the line for two is going to be Johnson. First team foul, Ocean Johnson shooting .800 from the free throw line. So one of the most reliable free throw shooters for the Blue Jay squad. Delivers there.
Yeah, Ocean Johnson got a lot of, he's picked up a lot of moves over his years here at Elmhurst, and he's just become a complete offensive player.
Jaden Malici.
I wanted to ask you, if you could be named after any body of water, what would you choose?
Ooh.
We got ocean here.
Ooh.
Thinking of Rivers, like lead singer of Weezer.
Oh man,
Weezer fans. There's a River Phoenix too.
Sure, yes there is.
I only know one Ocean, and he's on the floor right now.
Yep. Well, you got Frankie Ocean, the singer.
As Ocean not able to hit that from deep. And yeah, this will be interesting to see how much Steve turns to Campbell. He was double teamed there.
Nice job swiping it away as Ocean. I don't know, maybe red, like after the Red Sea, because then, easy color scheme for clothes. If I played sports, you could easily say parting the Red Sea for any reference out there.
Good color for this,
Yeah, for the Firebirds. Johnson wants the three ball, can't find it off the back iron. Foul going to be called against Trellenberg.
Tough rebound by Bulatovic, as Bulatovic, one of the conference's best rebounders, and they're able to extend, pull it down, and draw the foul.
For 21, Tegan Pearson checks into the game. Another Naz Academy product.
Steve going to Griffin Dawn early here. He's been picking up his minutes, seems, as the season has gone on. And, Steve's got to use his bench a little bit today.
Up and good. Dawn almost comes at, but again, depending on how things go, at some point you got to find who's that next person up. Taken away by Lamb. Dawn, layup, and one. You called it off the bench. Dialing it up is Dawn.
All arms and legs extended, getting the foul, putting it in. If you're Coach Jurkovic, exactly what you need off the bench. And he comes with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And that's something that Coach Jurkovic will have to ask him, is that probably something he loves that he provides. And, those bench guys that can be a spark plug when they enter the game could be a huge difference maker.
No good off the back iron.
In the course
Only
of the game.
3 players have played all 18 games. Tanner Lamb, A.J. Williams, and Phil Bulatovic. Dawn now up to his 10th appearance, only averaging 4.7 minutes a game, but we know that's picking back up as things are tied up apiece, 14-14.
Tegan Pearson knocking down a couple early threes. He is dangerous out there, and that's someone that has Firebirds. You got to look to close out and not give him those looks.
Dawn trying to get contact. Off the backboard, no good. Does Campbell step up? He does spin around, off balance, on the ground. That's going to stay the way of the Blue Jays. Campbell not happy about that, as he almost got put in the spin cycle by Wallach out of IMG Academy.
Yeah, Campbell taking a breather there. As they get Johnson back in. Ryan Johnson, that is.
Spin around, floater right hand, rolls around and good.
Kyron Mitchell, a graduate student, so we talked about, up and down this lineup. They got experience and they got weapons.
2-point lead for Elmhurst. We said it was going to be a battle. It is. 11:20 remaining in the opening half of action. For Eric, I'm Pete. Thank you for joining us. A.J. Williams looking for the inbound.
Yeah, take a look at Carthage on the floor right now. Nobody has more than one basket. So, you look to be a team effort up and down the bench and starters here. And who's going to make the biggest contribution for the Firebirds?
I think A.J. Williams was just told to tuck his jersey in. Kind of shook his head.
I don't think he likes tucking his jersey in. He seems like more often than not his jersey is untucked.
Milojevic hits the ground, might have tripped over his own feet. Williams drives in, tries to kick out. Touched at the last moment.
They got 5 seconds here to work a shot.
Dawn's going to look for the quick inbound. He gets it to Milojevic with 4, with 3. Somebody's going to have to shoot it. Milojevic almost taken away. Poor possession for the Firebirds. And going right back and handing it right back is going to be Pearson.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Phil there, where the shot clock's winding down. He knows he has to get something off, and Elmhurst do the same thing, so they crashed in on him and knocked the ball out of his hands.
Johnson at the top. Milojevic looks for the screen. The height of this Blue Jay team is causing the down-low presence of the Firebirds all sorts of fits. That's a play where Milojevic usually, if it's somebody even remotely close to his height, turns around and lets it rip. Yeah, just couldn't do it there.
It's a really small lineup Coach Jurkovic's going with Don, Sigel, Lamb, and looks like they're going to try to run it through Phil, and Phil's going to have to try to find those open looks when they crash down and double team him.
Open for 3, the lefty, no good off the front rim. Trellenberg couldn't find the basket. Milojevic gets some contact, kicks it out. Can Johnson find the 3 ball? He does. Ryan Johnson, the freshman, delivers. Firebirds up by 1.
There, Phil able to find the open look, and Johnson knocks it down.
Trying to answer back. Back iron, no good. Firebirds going to get possession.
I feel like here, Carthage, you'll live with that shot from Pemberton there. Kind of a out of rhythm 3. He's only shooting under 30% from 3, so I think a possession Carthage will not mind giving up there. Like, let him shoot. If he wants to shoot it from out there, let him have it. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how Steve matches up, Coach Jurkovic matches up with all the bodies that Elmhurst can throw at him.
Nice pass to Johnson, just can't find the bucket. Milojevic had him open, went up a bit too strong with it. Trying to get contact on the ground now. They're going to call a foul. They are. Tanner Lamb, I believe.
Yeah, Lamb looking to swipe the ball away there, but caught the foul on the wrist.
9:26 remaining in the first. Trying to get position on Johnson. Swing around for three. Again, back iron. I know I've said that a lot tonight, but a lot of missed shots have just thunked against that back iron and bounced up in an awry spot. Carthage comes away after the whistle.
You can really feel the physicality out there right now. Both teams fighting for every rebound. They know how important this game is and not giving up a single inch on either end.
Sigel pulls up from the elbow, rolls around, no good. Nice board picked up for the Blue Jays by Zapinski. Baseline two, no good. Balatovich comes away with the rebound. Sigel looks to pick up the pace, finds Nesbitt. Nesbitt slowing things down. Getting the screen at the top, Nesbitt decides to take it himself and finds the mid-range two.
After taking over a couple early threes early in the game, there's a mid-range as
Wallach drives in with the two-hand slam. Well, Elmhurst trails by one, but that could be a momentum-shifting dunk. Nesbitt wants the short two again. Answers back. Nesbitt absolutely feeling it, up to 10 points in the first.
Got the midi game working. Looking like DeMar DeRozan, king of the mid-range. Except we got our own king of the mid-range here in Kenosha.
Trying to spin around Nesbitt, the defense,
Great defense
on the spot. Balatovich takes it away. Euro steps it in, Balatovich. Timeout gonna be needed, Coach Baines.
Great defense started there by Nesbitt. He's one that forced the turnover. Phil gets the steal, takes it coast to coast, lays it in.
23-18 your score. Slim lead with 7:36 remaining in the first. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. 13-12 the rebound differential. 3-1 the offensive side, 11-10 the defensive side. 5 turnovers apiece for both teams, 1 block apiece. 4-3, Carthage has 1 more steal. So a very evenly matched contest. Nesbitt, however, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. 10 points total. Antoine having a great game so far.
Yeah, he's been the offensive difference so far for Carthage, and you know, with as short a bench as Carthage likes to turn to, Nesbitt's going to have to get his to keep Elmhurst at bay. And you know, you take a look at both these teams, this feels like one of those games that neither team is going to extend a very large lead. It's going to go be back and forth, and you expect this game to be tightly contested throughout the night.
Intrigued to see if the Blue Jays make any changes. Again, it's so evenly matched so far. If you look at offensively, Johnson, Pearson, 6 apiece for them. Ocean Johnson really started out hot offensively and defensively, simmered down a bit. But again, it's just the shots haven't fallen the past few minutes for the Blue Jays. But again, that slam by Wallach, that could have been the change of pace. Nesbitt grabbed that momentum right back.
That's right. Quick three.
Up and good. That'll help Itunis. Again, one of the best shooters in all the CCIW. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain.
Just a shred of daylight there that he needed to get that shot off.
Hand in his face. Misguided pass into Balatovich. Elmhurst can tie or take the lead. Chris pass inside. That surprise, that's not a travel, but Ocean Johnson gets the layup.
Yeah, kind of a strange tie up there. Ocean Johnson, unfortunate to get that pass kind of in the congested lane and able to rise up and tie up the game.
Nesbitt steps in, long range two, can't find it. A.J. Williams hits the deck but bounces right back up. Strong pass ahead to Wallach. Johnson with Balatovich on him. Wallach now with Nesbitt. Carthage now allowing any easy shots. This time pass as Wallach was running to his right, and Itunis passed to his left. Tied at 23 apiece, Balatovich to inbound.
Yeah, that's Elmhurst's 6th turnover, which matches Carthage. So you mentioned it kind of earlier on. It's like you look up and down the stats of this game. It is neck and neck, shooting percentage, turnovers, everything. So where's the difference maker going to come?
Balatovich spins, lays up at the right, almost a three-point play, but patented Balatovich. Penetrate, get contact, try to get the points. Balatovich at the line this year, down to 435 from the free throw line. Makes them when they count, or makes them when they really need to count, I should say.
I mean, you take a look at that stroke there. That doesn't seem like a 43% free throw shooter.
Makes them both there, so for all intents and purposes, delivers.
Yeah, Phillips going to have to play a big role. You can see they're running a lot of the offense through him. He's going to be key.
Williams spins right to left against Itunis.
That guy's got a bag of tricks. Oof. I mean, A.J. Williams could not have done much better defensively.
Exactly, like he was trying to go left or right, and just Itunis, perfect shot. Tied back up at 25. Sigel looks for the three ball, can't deliver.
So here we enter the last 5 minutes here. It's going to be interesting to see if can any team get a little separation for a half.
Just like that, Elmhurst comes after they're on a nice little run of their own. Coach Jarakovic needs to take a quick timeout, telling the team, hey, stay calm, stay cool, stay collected. Crisp passing inside. You're not going to get every call, so sure, they may be frustrated that a call or two doesn't go their way respectively, but that goes both ways. And again, if you're the Firebirds right now, you weathered the early storm, you came back, and now how can you adjust? The Blue Jays came out of their last timeout, 23-18, and a nice, 9-2 run for Elmhurst, fueled by crisp passing, less mistakes. Firebirds only getting their points on free throws.
Yeah, something you notice that Carthage has really had to work for their offense here, and that's just something that, as good a team that Elmhurst is, it's going to be a battle all night long.
9-2 run in the last 2 minutes.
Working it down to Phil.
Phil double, triple teamed, swatted away by Ocean. Bounce to the right side. Travel going to be called on Johnson. So you didn't say what would your body water be? Hudson? Like the Hudson Bay? Are we talking about Nile, like the river?
Yeah, I guess, that was one of the questions I didn't turn on myself yet.
You can think about it.
What I mean? Well, the thing is what I've always been as a Wisconsin native. I love the Great Lakes, but I wish there was a Wisconsin lake. You know what I mean? How come we got a Lake Michigan?
Sure.
We need a Lake Wisconsin in there to be a Great Lake, but yeah.
My family used to live off of Lake Delavan. Phil Balatovich decides, I'm going to pull a three. Why not? Something Balatovich is not known for, his 7th three of the season.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for Phil to keep the defense honest, because oftentimes they'll like to sag way down knowing he's going to drive, but if he can knock down a three like that, and then an easy two.
Balatovich sails for the two-hand front rim layup. He's up to 11 points, and 11 points for number 11. Balatovich comes away with the board. Nice little run after the timeout. for Jerichovic and the Firebirds.
That was yeah.
Foul going to be called on Johnson. His first. Not a lot of fouls for either team if you really sit back and look at it. Only 2 personal fouls for the Firebirds and 4 for Elmhurst as Nesbitt gets the inbound. Nice 20 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time for the Firebirds. Ryan Johnson, the freshman, can he bank in the 3? No.
Yeah, way off there. Nesbitt able to get the help defense to draw toward him so he could kick it out to Johnson, but unable to connect.
Look at the fadeaway, nothing there. Switches off to the right eye, Tunis, fading away, nothing there. Balatovich almost got fouled from behind. Trying to poke at it is Kyron Mitchell out of Reading, Pennsylvania. Nesbitt drives in, blocked away, nice block by Zapinski, but luckily it falls on the line, and Nesbitt's gonna have the inbound. He's trying to plead his case. Looked pretty clean to me from up here in the perch.
Yeah, he just ran into kind of a statue there under the hoop, and more often than not, Nesbitt's able to get that shot off and find an angle to get it off the glass, but
Balatovich just spins cycles against Mitchell. 13 points for Phil Balatovich.
yeah, that brings, you got Phil with 13, Anton with 10. Look to lean on those guys all night for Carthage.
Johnson comes away with the board. Oh, Nesbitt tries to float it to Balatovich. Hardly was looking for it. Itunis lays it up with the left hand. Ill-advised transition for the Firebirds.
Yeah, kind of a careless pass, and Elmhurst is too good to, they'll take advantage. They're jumping passing lanes, and they're aggressive on the defensive end, so you can't just float that ball up there like that.
Tanner Lamb, no good. Bounces back to Itunis. Johnson hits the ground. And I believe a foul going to be called on Tanner Lamb, kind of trying to throw his right hand in the lane and stop Johnny Itunis and the momentum he had.
Yeah, Itunis almost lost that ball, kind of trying to take it over Tanner Lamb. But, yeah, Lamb not able to jar it loose. Instead, picks up a foul.
Pump fake, Johnson, no good. Goes to Williams. Firebirds have numbers. Williams decides to slow it up, set up the offense for Carthage.
Ocean Johnson been quiet after his first 8. How about that?
A little bit of a flex for the phenomenal A.J. Williams.
Gotta love his game. He's hand in every face, such a strong presence defensively, and he can knock down outside shots. One of the better shooters here on this Firebird team.
Blocked from behind by Dawn.
How about that?
Just an absolute firecracker for the Firebirds every time he comes in. And again, when you look at his frame compared to some of his teammates and opponents, he's got that underdog vibe, but just, the nickname Scrappy. Comes in, gives you 100%. 3 ball up and good. Wallach. Blue Jays within 3.
Yeah, Wallach, not a huge part of his game, the outside shot, but capitalize on his opportunity there. Here you look to see up 3. Can you push this up to a 2-possession lead before half and almost guarantee you got a lead?
Johnson draws the contact, no foul called, layup with the right hand, 5-point lead. Firebirds.
Nice job by Johnson, just continuing through the contact. Didn't worry about a foul or not, and just able to lay it in and muscle it through.
2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Elmhurst pretty much to bring it all the way down to not allow the Firebirds for any time. Itunis gets the screen. Chris pass for 3. Oh, they're calling the foul. Number 21, Tegan Pearson, draws the contact on the right ankle, and he goes to the line for 3. From that vantage point, it looks like he kicked that leg out.
Yeah, that's tough if you're Phil.
Phil took a straight line. It'd be different if it was like, if you think about some of the players that the Firebirds have that have a wide base shot, but that, from our view, looked like a shot, a kick out, contact, and down. That's a tough one.
I mean, credit to him for making the most of that opportunity, and it's part of the dark arts sometimes of basketball, but hey, goes out by 3 points for his team.
Vladovic, his first foul, but at least 4 ticks left. Dawn and Sigel sitting by the 3-point line. Vladovic gets the inbound. Tosses it from the hip. Wide left. Carthage, after sustaining a 3-point free throw attempt, leads by 2. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back in a few minutes. The halftime show, scores, stats, out-of-town scoreboard, highlights, and more on the Firebird Broadcasting Network.
you hear me.
Welcome into the halftime show on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Eric, 37-35, tough three at the end there. But again, you know, the officials, you call what you see. They clearly saw something. They were a bit closer. You put it aside. You say, hey, if you're the Firebirds, you still have a lead. If you're Elmhurst, hey, we got three at the line before halftime. Let's take advantage of that. Crunching some of the numbers now. Anything that stands out to you, for me at least, points off turnover, 13-4. Carthage has that lead. But second chance points, Elmhurst leads there. So it's kind of two things that point out to me that really even things out.
Yeah, if you're Carthage, I feel like that first half kind of played out to what you were looking for. Not many fouls drawn. Phil is going to be a key player in the second half.
Yeah.
He's only got that one foul that he's taken. So, you know, Steve and the Firebirds will continue to work through Filip Bulatovic and his inside-outside post game. And, you know, Philip will continue to look for those open looks. And we've had guys, you know, around the three-point able to capitalize on that. And Nesbitt's also been playing big minutes, and he's knocked down some big shots. And, you know, that's again, who Carthage is going to have to lean on. Doesn't look like they're going to get a lot from Campbell tonight. Played just 3 minutes, so, you know, coming back from whatever he was dealing with on Wednesday, you know, you're not going to be able to rely on him too many more minutes here, but maybe Steve was saving him for the second half. And, you know, you see Campbell make a bigger contribution here.
Looking on the flip side, if you're Elmhurst right now, of course, led offensively. Itunis 4 for 7 from the field. If you look at Ocean Johnson, 3 for 9, started out hot, kind of slowed down a bit. I think one thing to keep in mind, if Elmhurst can drain the energy from Carthage, being that they're not only on a shorter bench, they're without A.J. Johnson yet again, which again, for all intents and purposes, may be for the season. Still waiting to hear about that. But Elmhurst has an opportunity to really drain what Carthage is trying to do. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, second half action. Don't go anywhere. It's the second game of a doubleheader. Firebirds lead by 2 against the Blue Jays of Elmhurst on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. And welcome in now, second half action about to get underway on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. We appreciate, as always, you being here with us. For Eric Elger, I'm Peter Ferreri. Appreciate this Saturday afternoon in Kenosha. Bit of a heat wave outside. Snow's kind of melting in the high 30s right now.
Yeah, not like Wisconsin where 30s feels like
I know.
springtime.
I didn't have to wear gloves or double scarves and hats. Johnson steals it away. Nesbitt picking up the pieces.
Way to jump in the passing lane there by Ryan Johnson.
Sigel now bounce passes. Johnson contact on the way down. No foul called. Johnson trying to run back. Johnson trying to answer back. I just appreciate saying Johnson as many times as I can.
Yeah, there's a lot of Johnsons out there. I know. 3 on my account right here.
Vladovic gets swiped from behind. Hook shot right hand. No good. Johnson rebound. Trying to get positioning. Falling away. Williams at the top of the key. Nesbitt now. Soft zone defense. Nesbitt. Turnaround. Jay. Good.
That's his
Beautiful
game.
play.
Yeah, he's been able to get to that spot all night tonight and pours in his 12th point early in the second half.
Poke from behind. Foul going to be called, I believe, on Sigel, and it is.
Yeah, Colton Sigel is one of those guys that will gamble on defense and kind of got blown by there, but almost was able to get the back tap and steal it back.
At the line. Shooting 2. It's going to be Pearson. He misses that one.
Nearly 85% free throw shooter, so that is a rare miss.
Second up and good. Vladovic bringing it up court, gets the screen, slightly contact, no foul. Johnson offensive board, swiped away, trying to force it up, and finally a foul called. The officials really letting these players play.
Yeah,
for all
finally,
intents and purposes.
Yeah, they got Johnson going up. They kind of undercut him, so he's going to go to the line. And we'll knock down the first. Yeah, Quinn Pemberton kind of was in no man's land there. Just tried to box everybody out, but as he was doing that, fouled Johnson.
Johnson, oh good on the second attempt. Top of the key, Johnson, strong defense. Nowhere to go with it. 15 on the shot clock, driving in, almost losing the dribble. Quick shot from 3 and good. Number 21, Tegan Pearson delivers.
Yeah, I could see Sigel even kind of overemphasize how he wasn't going to foul him on the three-pointer there. But that's a good shooter. He knocks it down. Carthage continue to look to feed Phil down low.
Nesbitt taking his time. Might keep it himself. There's that fadeaway. Johnson, foul going to be called. Let's see who it's on. As Nesbitt gets helped up, and I believe the foul's going to be called on the perpetrator who knocked Johnson out of the way underneath the basket.
Zapinski.
Aggressive play all around.
It was the second time Ryan Johnson's able to get an offensive rebound and draw a foul. Staying active on the boards. Getting second chance opportunities.
Vladovic floats in right, hand rolls around and good. Patented Vladovic.
When he gets there, it's almost automatic. That's when he gets that deep into the lane. Not a lot you can do.
You say old school Vladovic, vintage Vladovic, textbook Vladovic.
Textbook, yeah. That I would say is the vast majority of the type of buckets he gets there. Although he did show his little outside game earlier. and knocking down 3. Now Carthage able to draw the 3rd foul from Elmhurst already. It's 3 minutes in, 3 fouls for Elmhurst.
Carthage holds on to their 3-point lead. Balatovich drives in, gets hard contact. Nice pass to Johnson. Balatovich shows his strength. There, kind of challenging the Blue Jays, saying, if you're going to keep standing right inside the paint, I'm coming at you. I have a right to that lane.
Yeah, you can tell that strategy on offense for Carthage is Ryan Johnson flashing on that low post. He was able to get 2 offensive rebounds, and there got the easy bucket. Now he draws a foul, a hard foul. I think he wore it on the nose there a little bit.
That was a no-doubter. First one up and no good. Pemberton out of Loyola Academy in Lake Forest. Lead at 4 as we sit 3.5 in the second half. Very physical conclusion to half number 1 here into second half.
Phil unable to get the foul call there.
Yeah, Balatovich tried to get contact to no avail.
Solid defense. Ryan Johnson just keeping a hand in front of face. Ocean Johnson not been.
Nesbitt called for the travel. 2 ill-advised possessions in a row.
Yeah, I just want to see him put the ball on the floor one more time there. Maybe reverse layup. Thought he'd get away with a little extra half step. Didn't jump stop. I think that's what the issue was there.
Open for 3. Rolls around, no good. Nesbitt with the board. Pushing the pace is Sigel. Slows it down to Johnson. Again, Campbell not having played a lot today. Looks like they're easing him back into the lineup. Tony Bernero, usually the next man off the bench. He hasn't seen the court at all today, so a short lineup indeed.
Great hands Carthage there. Knock the ball away. Ryan Johnson going to go to work against Lipinski here.
Balatovich goes for 3. Front iron, no good.
Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, he made the first one, but maybe more the rhythm of the offense, get a few more passes, rotate the ball a little bit.
Coach Jarakovic was shaking his head after that one.
Yeah. I know Coach Jarakovic has preached about how much better shooting percentage-wise they get. The more they pass the ball, the more they reverse it, the more they swing it around, you just see the shooting percentages go up and up and up. And so that's one of those cases that not enough ball movement before they settle for the 3.
Williams can't find the bucket.
It looks like Steve's going to the bench here. He's got 3. Landon.
There's Tony Bernero.
Yep.
Shot clock dwindling down. Johnson just. They actually call Sigel on that. Excuse me. So here comes the line change, hockey style for both teams. 3 apiece. As Balatovich, Johnson, and Sigel catch a breather. Dawn, Lamb, and Bernero. So Bernero is in now for a big man rotation.
Interesting to see where they go offensively with this lineup. Expect Nesbitt to be in charge, but
Jaden Malici in the game as well for the Blue Jays. And indeed, Nesbitt setting up the offense. Bernero trying to set the screen. He drives in. Layup with the left hand and good.
Little pick and roll.
Textbook pick and roll.
Soft left hand there by Bernero.
Oh, answering right back from three. Pearson, what a smooth stroke he has from deep.
Yeah, just softly hits the rim there. You kind of tell, feathery touch. And it seems like that's been the guy when things have been getting a little hairy for the Blue Jays. Pearson's been knocking down big shots.
A.J. Williams lays it up with the right hand, easy two.
So look at that, a lineup I don't think Steve would say is his best offensive lineup, coming up with 2 easy buckets already, and then the turnover.
Take it where you can. And right now, if you're the Firebirds, you're like, you know, hey, we're in this odd lineup based on, you know, when the whistles played out this second half, but we'll take it.
I mean, you got Phil, you got Ryan Johnson on the bench. So if you can not only kind of hover above water, keep your lead, but extend it with this lineup out there, I think you're more than thrilled.
Nesbitt going to get fouled. Again, you look at the situation with Campbell not getting a lot of minutes. Even when he was in there, he didn't feel like his normal Julian Campbell self.
No.
And they were the moment, let me say it this way, the moment he got the ball, the Blue Jays converged on him.
Yeah.
Trying to swipe it away, trying to get in his head, you know, knowing he's not at full strength.
Hey, you wonder if either Coach Jurkovic saw something or Julian said something himself, but yeah, he's not, after those 3-minute kind of trial, he's not returned. Fortunately for them, they have not needed that. And how about that,
Bernero? Tony Bernero, as a technical called as well. Kyron Mitchell teed up as he started to get physical. Coach Jarakovic immediately telling the team, calm down, do the smart thing. Coach John Baines on the other side, just perplexed as to what transpired. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, interesting to see what. I mean, you could tell he didn't really have his feet, kind of threw his shoulder into Bernero.
Yeah.
But where does this?
His hands weren't even up.
Where does this time? Where is it? Technical come from?
Yeah, I saw it at the very end. Maybe he said something as he was walking by. It looked, again, from that. I don't know if we can get another replay of that, but it looked like he purposefully walked through the Carthage huddle, getting some shoulder action, I guess you could say. Oh, there we go. See, just walking through. Could have been something said. Not a lot of contact.
Bernero's going to try to complete the three-point play.
And does so. So how about that? Anthony Bernero checks in, get 5 points and snap of a finger.
And it was Kyron Mitchell was called for the T there.
What a swing in the favor of the Firebirds. And foul going to be called on Nesbitt, as getting the and one is Matty Wallach out of Arlington Heights.
Yeah, he's a strong kid, able to extend through Nesbitt's arm there and draw the foul. And you know, if you're Nesbitt there, you almost want to make either make the foul or try to block it. That was kind of in between. It just got an opportunity for Wallach to go to the line.
We were just talking about depth. We were just talking about the depth of the bench right now for the Firebirds. And already, I'll say it a third time, the bench has been standing tall, especially Anthony Bernero. Pass inside, Dawn going to be fouled.
They're dicing up Elmhurst on these cuts. Okay, seems like they can't figure out who's making these runs to the basket, and Dawn takes the backdoor cut and able to get the foul. We talked about, you sent Phil Miladovich to the bench. I think you're up 4, and now Phil returns, and you're up 6.
Yep.
So exactly what you're looking for to get those minutes out of the bench, and not only, keep that lead, and Bernero especially able to extend the lead and get Carthage even more out in front.
As we see on the replay there, Pearson doing a great job offensively. But here comes that sequence again where Bernero gets the and one. Just showing that technical again must have been something said, because you saw the teammates of Bernero just kind of saying, hey, take a step back.
Yeah, one of those technicals, you're not completely sure what was said or what was done.
But nonetheless,
Carthage will take it.
11:29 remaining. I don't want to jinx it and say in regulation. Again, for those that didn't hear earlier, a triple overtime thriller, the visiting Blue Jays over the Firebirds, 91-88.
Plenty of basketball for you if you tuned in. If you tuned in right at 2, plenty of hoops action. One channel, Firebirds Network, all you need. A little miscommunication, almost a handoff, not taken.
Nice pass around the block. Thought about the three, decided not to. Johnson backing in Miladovich. Pump fake, tries to get contact, and one. Ocean Johnson, that's just pure strength.
Yeah, Phil getting off his feet there, just a fraction of a second is all Johnson needed to go up through Phil in the air, draw the foul, and get the basket.
So Miladovich now quickly taking a break again. Williams comes in, as well as Nesbitt and Williams.
Looks like Bernero's earned his keep a little bit. He's staying out there.
So with that one possession game, number 2 versus number 3 in the CCIW. Nesbitt gets contact on the way up. Again, drawing a foul underneath. And that seems to be the bread and butter right now for the Firebirds. Just penetrate, try to get contact.
Attack. And they did get a lot of matchups that they like there at the rim, because Zapinski can go straight up, but the slithery Nesbitt able to wiggle his way around and get the shot off.
Nesbitt misses the first.
Nesbitt's so good at adjusting his body in air. I mean, part of it helps with the hang time that he has, but it just seems like he's got almost moves when he's in the air to kind of get an open shot. Definitely one of the best leapers I've seen come through the Firebird program.
Pump fake. Johnson. Tough contact against Nesbitt. Nesbitt wasn't even, I don't want to say wasn't even, was hardly moving.
Yeah.
Might have been another one of those kick situations, that time with the left leg of Johnson.
Yeah, not a foul you want to see him take there. That's his 4th foul now. Yeah, it's going to see him head to the bench for quite a while. And Ocean Johnson, the wily veteran, he kind of forgot about him after the first few minutes, making his impression felt here. Just kind of getting some ugly baskets, some ugly looks, and it's what you need when your team's behind. Get to the free throw line, draw fouls on key players of Firebirds. Now you're down 2.
Just like that, Elmhurst clawing their way back. It's kind of expected between, 2 powerhouse teams in the CCIW. Johnson going to get
that's going to put
the whistle against him. And just like we're already going to the line for 1-1 with 10:24 in the game. I mean, this is going to come down to free throws.
Yeah.
Nesbitt, side note, 4 personal fouls already for Antoine Nesbitt. A huge blow to the offense, and I guess you could say defense as well for the Firebirds.
Yeah, and I think if you're Coach Jurakovic, a couple of those fouls, you almost wish just let it go, let the shot off, you know, because the way he took the fouls, it didn't really, prevent Ocean Johnson from getting the shot he wanted. All he did was tack on a foul in addition. So, yeah, I think, and that's not something Antoine Nesbitt does very often, but yeah, he probably would like to have a couple of those fouls back.
Second one good for Johnson.
And he pointed out how few fouls we had in the first half, and now a combined 16 fouls. So yeah, expect a lot of potential free throw shooting here. Both teams got great free throw shooters, so more than able to capitalize.
Shot up and good. Just like that, the Blue Jays within 1.
Yeah, he's not letting this team go away. Ocean Johnson taking over in the second half.
Miladovich misses. Was looking for contact, didn't quite get it. Blue Jays can take the lead. Can almost feel with Jurakovic having 5 timeouts that should the Blue Jays score, timeout could be in store. Dawn looking to check in, kneeling right next to Coach Jurakovic. Bernero comes away with the rebound.
Out of control going up to the hoop. Refs didn't bail him out.
Sigel wants 3. Can't find it. Johnson almost called for over the back and finally called on Bernero. And just like that, the Blue Jays are going to get some 1-1 action. I don't want to use the term quietly, but inauspiciously, both teams now in the 1-1.
Yeah.
It wasn't a slew of fouls where you're like, oh, they're getting close, they're getting close.
No, especially how clean the first half was. These fouls really crept up quick.
Firebirds lead by 1. 9 minutes remaining in the contest. There is that timeout by Jurakovic. We'll stay here, 56-55. Miladovich, 15 points, 2 fouls, 14 points for good old number 10, Ryan Johnson. But again, I think a point to talk about while we have a moment is the impact Tony Bernero has had coming in. For years he was kind of the 6th man. This year, kind of taking the role of 7th or 8th off the bench, sometimes 9th, but really an impact since he's come in.
Yeah, you got to be thrilled. Coach Jurakovic did exactly what you need a role player like him to do. And credit to Bernero, always being ready. It seems like he will always get those rebounds. Yeah. It's like something that he's born to do is rebound the basketball. But the contributions offensively, I think, has really been what has kept Carthage to the lead afloat, because we talked about how a lot of substitutions are happening, and all of a sudden Bernero became the offensive force, which I don't think anyone could have predicted looking at that lineup.
Almost a situation, dare we say, like on the women's side, a Malia Green situation where, hey, need a spark, come in, we got some foul trouble, we got to give some players some wind, come on down. And that's a situation that's happening right now with Tony Bernero, a seasoned player that's been here, not just an incoming freshman. Bernero's been around the block with this squad, so it's good to see him having that impact. On the flip side, I like how you phrased it for Ocean Johnson. You kind of forget, oh yeah, he's one of the best players in the CCIW, and he's really been showing things in these last few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I think Elmhurst looked like they wanted to lean on him his last few possessions, and he has come through for the team. And it's not been necessarily the most beautiful offensive game from him, but able to get guys off the floor, drawing fouls, knocking down free throws, and his strength and leadership has kept Elmhurst only down.
Dawn trying to get contact. Blocking foul going to be called.
Those calls have to be so hard for the refs. I mean, we talk about how, we might know or see it from up here, but on a play like that, it's so quick.
Well, like we said, the fact that the Firebirds have been 5 for 13 from three-point land, they have been shooting 46% from the field, but not being able to really drive home those long-range shots. Hey, what's working for us? That shows the true testament of a Coach Jarakovic team. What's working today? And what's working today is the penetration contact, trying to get to the line. 10 fouls already against Elmhurst, and we have 8:45 remaining in the game.
Yeah, that's something you like to see Carthage take advantage of. Keep getting to the free throw line. They've got guys that can knock them down.
Trying to lay up with the left hand, no contact. Johnson comes away with the board.
Seems like Griffin Dawn, just like one of those flies, is kind of buzzing around you all the time, and might not have got a block there, might not have, tipped the ball away, but I think just his presence there was enough to throw the shot off for Elmhurst. Oh, he's gonna.
Dawn no good, he was wide open. Johnson fights through for an offensive rebound. Sigel now. 3-point, three-point lead only for the Firebirds. Coach Jarakovic saying, let's go, set up the offense. Bulatovich lays up with the right hand.
It appears that they have been attacking Zapinski down low, and he has been unable to slow down the drives to the basket. That seems like a spot that Carthage is looking to exploit, but foul drawn there.
Yeah, Bulatovich now, foul number 3, kind of claps it off. As heading to the line is Pearson. Again, I didn't really see a lot of contact, but enough that he hit the ground, and there's conversation happening right now with one of the officials and a player potentially getting ejected, or not a player, excuse me, a student. And I believe that is indeed the case. So not quite sure of the situation, but we saw an official go over to one of the administrators and said, this guy has got to go.
A Luka Doncic moment there. Yeah, I've seen that fan in a lot of games. He is passionate. Sometimes that passion can overflow a little bit.
For Carthage, it didn't result in any sort of technical or, gimme for the Blue Jays in such a close contest. Bulatovich kicks out for Tanner Lamb. Defense really clamping down for the Blue Jays. 10 seconds remain. Williams to Dawn. Tanner Lamb just throws it up, airballs it. Is that going to count? So they're saying shot clock violation. All 3 officials kind of took their time.
Just a half second off there. Let's see the replay. Did it hit the rim? Might have been what Carthage was trying to argue, but yeah, ref saying did not touch the rim, and that'll be shot clock violation. It looks like Tegan Pearson shaking up.
He was sitting on the near stands for a moment. It took me a second to realize what was happening because he kind of blended in with the student body.
Yeah. I think he had something to say. He didn't like how Lamb was trying to get that kick out 3-point foul. Maybe got him in a soft spot.
5-point lead for the Firebirds. The Blue Jays got a little run in them here with 7:10 remaining. Offensive foul. Bulatovich, while lying down, points off.
You got to give it to Bulatovich. Wow. That man has been on the floor, taking offensive fouls, grabbing rebounds. He's putting everything on the floor here. And, this game clearly means a lot to Bulatovich, clearly means a lot to Carthage in terms of standings and where they want to be in the CCIW. There we go.
3 ball. Tanner Lamb.
He can do that, man. He's got a quick release. Yeah. He loves to get that 3 off, and huge shot. They extend to 8 now.
Well, when you lose A.J. Johnson, one of your best scorers, you need somebody to step up, whether it's a rotation, who does it on any given day. But Lamb's one of those, along with Colton Sigel, that's really going to have an increased workload, and Dawn getting the playing time now as well. I think Dawn's going to get called for a flop.
Yeah, I have not seen that called since.
So indeed it is. So technical foul. Missing the free throw.
There we go. Yeah, I have not seen that called when there's a assistant coach, Keenan Baltimore, that when he was playing for Coach Bosco, they tried getting him a lot for that flop call. But there was a year when it first was introduced. It seemed like it was 1 per game, but I have not seen one in a while. Fortunately for Carthage, didn't really bite them yet. At least in terms of that free throw. But Ocean Johnson, he was the man that...
Oh. No travel call. Johnson fade away. Nails it.
He's frustrating. You think you have him guarded. You think you have him guarded. Pivot, and then it's a little mid-range jumper. He gets a fall, and what was 8 is now down to 4.
Yeah, just, again, one of those elite players in the CCIW. Balatovich called for extending the arm. 4th foul on Phil Balatovich with 5.5. Coach Jarakovic just shaking his head in disbelief. But again, they're calling the physicality. Even think about the first half when it was the kick 3-pointer right before half. They're calling contact. So again, the consistency is, I'm not surprised they called that there. Balatovich takes a breather. Jarakovic needs a timeout. We'll see how they adjust with Phil Balatovich at 4 fouls, as is Antoine Nesbitt. So how do you kind of manage this 5.5? Again, if it was 2.5, hey, Nesbitt and Balatovich are in there. 5.5 is that weird in-between spot right now, Eric.
Yeah, you got to think that. It doesn't do you any good to keep him on the bench for the rest of the game. So you're going to see him get out there soon, and being overly cautious is only gets you too far. And Nesbitt is a key, point guard for the offense. He's been kind of, I think the offense has been a little lost without him. They've been able to keep it up, but yeah, you expect Steve Jurakovic to go to both Phil and Antoine. They're not going to be on the bench much longer than a minute. What do you think?
Well, I think part of it comes down to this. I don't want to necessarily use the phrase short-handed, but when you are without 2 of your best scorers, Johnson and Johnson and Campbell already, and then you lose Nesbitt and Balatovich. 3 weeks ago, that's 4 of your starting 5, minus A.J. Williams. So, there's not a lot of room for error. You got a fan here, Eric?
That's Mrs. Elger dropping off a little tea.
Mrs. Elger in the clutch. Is that baby Elger
that would be Tessa Elger running away from mom there.
I literally just see an infant climbing the stairs. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's a bold little one there. They came to see Carthage hopefully close this out.
Take it away. Dawn. 2-hand slam. The thunder dunk from Dawn.
Wow. Oh.
Answering back and chirping in his ear is Ocean Johnson. That's how you quiet a crowd immediately. Yeah, I'll give you your dunk. And now Dawn's got to be careful. He's already got a tee against him. A.J. Williams can't get the board. Foul going to be called. I believe, on Tanner Lamb. So Tanner Lamb gets contacted, but he's called for the foul. I'm gonna need to see this.
Yeah, they got him reaching in there, I think. Yeah, it's a tough foul to take if you're Lamb. Just trying to stick your nose in there a little bit. And it's been pretty much all Ocean Johnson here.
So the lineup for the Firebirds, down 2 from injury and 2 for fouls. Johnson, Williams, Dawn, Lamb, and Sigel.
Nesbitt and Phil still on the
Dawn
bench.
getting the contact, turnaround, no good. Blue Jays can take the lead. Last lead for the Blue Jays. 4:51 remaining in the first.
Feel this.
It has been 20 minutes. No good on the side iron.
Coach Jarakovic going to take a timeout here.
Timeout going to be called by Coach Jarakovic. And you got to give credit where it's due to the Blue Jays. I mean, they have just showed so much, wherewithal, fortitude to say, hey, here is a replay of that dunk. But again, you saw Dawn kind of have something to say. That's why when Ocean Johnson answered right back, you know why. But point being, Elmhurst, after that dunk, could have been like, all right, well, let's just try to slowly get back into it. No. Ocean Johnson's like, give me the rock, give me a 3. We're going to get right back into it right now. And they've done just that.
Yeah, he took that personally when Don was kind of jawing his face. And Ocean Johnson has been impressive here. I mean, it seems like everything that they've gone through and offensively has gone through him. He's, battled back. They were down 8 at one point, and Ocean Johnson's been the man for Elmhurst. And how can Carthage slow him down? Can they get, is Nesbitt going to come out? And, if you do, you're probably not going to put him on Ocean Johnson, keep him out of foul trouble. When do you pull the Bulatovic and Nesbitt levers? That would be interesting to see.
I would assume once the clock gets in the 3s. Because then at that point, you're like, all right, let's just get it home. Little bit of time left, before, break glass in emergency.
Right. Still got a lead.
But I like that you've mentioned time and time again, Griffin Dawn. I mean, here's a player that if you would have said in the preseason Griffin Dawn is getting significant minutes, you'd say, what's going on with the Firebirds this year? And he has earned his playing time, and he's earned his spot on this team. And there is Antoine Nesbitt back in the fray, and Phil Bulatovic. So the answer,
he pulled the lever
right now.
Yep.
Nesbitt loses it. They're saying no touch.
Fortunate
Itunes just lost the handle.
Fortunate for Carthage there.
Both teams exchanging turnovers.
All right.
Bulatovic looks for the give and go, nothing there. Gets it to Nesbitt. And Bulatovic, Nesbitt, both at 4 fouls. Williams open for 3. Finds it.
Got it.
Half game behind in the standings are the Firebirds. Not getting back quickly enough. Answering right back. Tegan Pearson. 2 times in the past 2 minutes you thought Carthage may have a little bit of breathing room. And the Blue Jays say, no, thank you.
Yeah, Carthage couldn't pick him up in transition. That was an open look for one of their sharpshooters.
Nesbitt long range 2-0 there. Johnson getting fouled. Pulling his arm is John Zapinski.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
you saw Johnson just kind of, trying to pry away. Pretty obvious call.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson has definitely had his way with Zapinski, and Zapinski just not going to look fondly upon trying to get rebounds, and he just was beaten, just straight up hacked. Ryan Johnson prevent the easy layup.
Two-point lead for the Firebirds. Up and good for Johnson. Clutch free throws for the big man. Lead at 3. Blue Jays can tie it. Vlahovic one-on-one with Ocean Johnson. It's a matchup you want to see. It's a matchup you tuned in to see. Ocean Johnson almost tied it, rolled around the entire rim, no good.
Good job by Phil there, stayed in front. Fortunate for him and not able to give up the three-pointer. Keep working this offense, keep grinding.
Johnson keeps it himself, lays up with the right hand and good.
Johnson's
5-point
huge,
lead.
huge.
Oh, freshman with 18 points. No good. Defensive board by the Firebirds, and you saw that Tegan Pearson was trying to get contact on that right leg again. Carthage said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Something like that. A.J. Williams, floater with the right hand, no good, back wing. Charge called. Tegan Pearson.
And Colton Sigel has not made a ton of contributions tonight, but none maybe as big as that. That would look to be a for sure basket for Elmhurst. And Colton able to erase that by taking the charge.
Yeah, Pearson, 2 possessions in a row he'd like to have back. Another basket here, the Firebirds can really put a clamp on a crucial CCIW matchup. Vlahovic powers through. Grown man strength for Phil Vlahovic. 19 points.
Attacking downhill. Looks like Ocean Johnson in there trying to reach in. And Phil just too strong. Too strong. Clutch basket there. Start to look at foul trouble on both sides. Elmhurst got 2 players and 4 fouls as well.
7-point lead for the Firebirds. Plenty of time for the Blue Jays, but they can't come up empty-handed. Colton Sigel not happy about that call, but nonetheless, Quinn Pemberton had pretty good penetration and just forced that contact.
Yeah, not a matchup Sigel's going to come out on top of very often. Realized he was beat, just didn't let the free basket go in.
Timeout by the Firebirds. Pemberton before he goes to the line. He is 0 for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. As we look at that kick out, turn around, and Williams delivering the 3.
Yeah, he's a sharpshooter for this team and always able to make his opportunities count.
Here's that Ryan Johnson layup, just navigating his way through the sea of blue.
And Phil just getting downhill, spinning.
Strong.
The half hook shot he's kind of got.
But on the season, again, Pemberton, some crucial free throws at hand. Pemberton, a .741 free throw shooter. So he needs them both. And not to say that's the worst call, but again, Colton Sigel, 3 fouls. You know, you'd rather that than, you know, a layup, force him to make them both, and he missed the first. So
already paid off.
My point exactly. That's why they pay us the big bucks to talk, say things like that.
Keep attacking if you're Carthage.
Nesbitt up the head to Johnson.
Looks like that.
Johnson gets it poked by Ocean Johnson. Smart play by the Blue Jays to kind of just wait a little bit of time. But Johnson now going to the line for 2 because both teams at 10 fouls. Ryan Johnson the line. Up and good. A career type night for Ryan Johnson. Dawn checks back in for Lamb.
See, this is part of the game that Carthage, if they can take care of the ball, play solid defensively, not give up easy looks, no easy fouls. And it seems like Elmhurst is going to have to foul them. They have to push the issue, and Carthage is a good free throw shooting team.
19 points for Johnson.
Just what you wanted there.
Johnson gets fouled. Ocean Johnson fouls Ryan Johnson. 4th foul for Ocean Johnson. As Ryan Johnson goes line, his season high 25. That's against Milliken just a few weeks ago. As they keep fouling him, he'll keep inching his way closer to that mark.
I mean, he seems to be a guy as a freshman that just like, as the moments get brighter, you know, he steps up even more, and it's not a lot of fear or, you know, unsureness out of him. He's composed and clinically knocking down free throws.
Like minus losing Phil Belatovich, the future of this team. Nesbitt pokes it up in the air. You get the Johnson boys. Nesbitt, Williams, not to mention Julian Campbell, who's injured right now. I mean, that is a big, bright future for the Carthage Firebirds.
And you like your chances here, Carthage, closing this out, but a couple free throws never hurt.
So Dawn at the line. Two for 5 for free throws. Back up to 500, 3 for 6. And Dawn, 13 minutes in the game so far. He came in averaging 4.5 with 47 minutes on the season.
Quick drive and foul there.
So a technical going to be called against Quinn Pemberton. I mean, really getting vocal against Dawn. Tough foul, but nonetheless, that's what you do when your opponent's driving. Lead at 11.
Still trying to... So a double technical there.
I was waiting to see what that official call is.
Yeah, Don has been an instigator out there. He's not he's not been quiet on the floor.
Yeah, so Don hits the bench because he had the flop call against him earlier.
And Elmhurst's going to try to extend this as much as they can.
Well, at this point, 9 points, 3 threes. You know, if you're up for math this Sunday, I think it's Sunday. No, it's Saturday. Saturday evening. So there's still a chance. But again, if you're Dawn, I don't want to say you've done your job, but anytime you can kind of get under the skin of your opponent within reason. You know, it's been a physical game both days. It's been an emotional game. And it's been a verbal game. Both teams have really been, you know, having some words for each other, going all the way back to the first half. So it's not like this is out of nowhere and just happened.
Yeah, Griffin Dawn has played a vital role coming off the bench with as thin as they've had to kind of turn to on their reserves. Griffin Dawn, huge minutes, big points, and getting under the skin of the opponent. Ooh, that was a little hectic there.
Yeah. As Tanner Lamb is finally fouled by Kyron Mitchell.
Yeah, that was almost Elmhurst, what they exactly needed there, a turnover on the inbound pass. Something that bit the women's Firebirds team, and inbounds pass that was stolen, and that changed the direction of that game. But here in the men's game, can you just rock them to sleep with enough free throws? Don't give up any and one opportunities. You know, do the best you can on defense, but Lamb will make this.
Very good. Lead extended back to 10 with 23.8. Carthage playing tough defense. They know Blue Jays need long shots. Timeout called after that made basket. Tegan Pearson. Lead at 8, 15.7. Again, stick around for the post-game show here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Coach Jarakovic will join us immediately following the game. Looking ahead for both of these teams, Elmhurst, after today, they are back home against North Park this Wednesday. Crucial game as we talk about the CCIW standings. As right now, for all intents and purposes, Elmhurst and Carthage going to flip. Elmhurst potentially to fall to 8-3, Carthage to move up to 8-2, have that half-game lead. North Central sits 5-5, but North Park sits at 4-6. So a very important game when you look through that 1-for-6 now for an Elmhurst team that likely to come away in the loss column this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be, if Carthage can come out on top here, that's going to be setting up a massive clash against Illinois Wesleyan, where Carthage dropped a game at their place, but the Titans will have to come here at the Tarble, where Firebirds have been tough to beat. And you can see this game took a lot of energy, took a lot of effort out of the team. People like Phil Bulatovich, people like Griffin Dawn left it all out there. And again, if Carthage can inbound the ball, hang on to it, and knock down free throws, should be all they need.
Bulatovich gets the inbound to Nesbitt. To Ryan Johnson, A.J. Williams is open to the side. It doesn't look like they're going to foul. And with 3 and 2 and 1. That's going to be it. That's going to be all she wrote. The Firebirds will weather the storm of the Blue Jays in the Battle of the Birds and come away victorious 80-72. We will take a very quick break. When we come back, the post-game show with Coach Jarakovic right here on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome into the post-game show on the Firebird Broadcasting Network. Alongside Eric Elger, Peter Ferreri, Coach Jarakovic. That took a lot of facets of the game, physical, emotional, mental, everything under the sun. You guys kept your resolve. You kept your head, your hands clean, your head clean. Talk us through the emotional part of that victory.
It's a lot. I mean, every game we talk about, every time I'm with you guys, games in the CCIW, they mean a lot. Everyone's going to be as physical as that one, what you just saw today. And Elmhurst has been, arguably the best team in the league for the last 4 or 5 years. And I thought, early on, I thought we were in the right spots, but they push you so far out on the offensive end of the floor. They have athletes everywhere. They have mature players everywhere. Zapinski, grad student. Pemberton, grad student. Fifth-year guy. Itunis is one of the best guards in the conference, and overall I thought our resolve was really good in that second half. Antoine out with 10 minutes to go with 4 fouls. Phil out with 6 minutes to go with 4 fouls, and a couple guys stepped up big time, including Griffin Dawn, and I couldn't be prouder of his effort.
I was just going to lead you into a conversation about Griffin Dawn. That does not look like that guy backs down from any challenge. What did you see? What did you like out of him tonight?
Coming out of high school, we knew what he was. He was an athlete at 6'3" who loves to attack the rim. He's a high-energy player every second he's on the floor. Probably the most explosive player in the program. And, he learned a lot last year, was our leading scorer on the reserve team. And you think he's the best defensive player when he's out on the floor. He's going to get you a steal after a timeout call. He got one in the lane for a dunk in transition. And those are the types of plays that gives the team energy, team a little bit more life, and you can build off it. So just a heck of an effort for him starting to get some extended minutes the last few games.
And we talked about how much experience Elmhurst has. You've got a kind of an old man on the crew yourself with Phil. I mean, it seemed like you were running a lot of offense through him, and he kept coming through time and again with those big baskets at the rim.
Phil's a veteran guy in this league. I'm sure I'm sick of seeing some of these guys for 5 years, Zapinski being one of them. I'm sure some of the other coaches are sick of seeing Phil. And, he steps up when you need him. He can handle the ball. He's such a good finisher at the basket. He's an improved three-point shooter in the second half, and that's a credit to him. And getting to the foul line like he always does. But, he stepped up when Antoine picked up his fourth. He was on the ball a little bit and kind of started our offense, get us into our flow a little bit. But just a grown-up player that's been around, and, we're lucky he's on our side.
How do you guys practice the situation, or do you have it? We talked about it a lot on the broadcast. When Antoine had the foul trouble, when Phil got it late, you had a lineup in there that we said, I don't know if this lineup's ever been on the court together. Is that something that's practice, or, how do you prepare for a moment like that?
I think I'm supposed to say we practice it, but I don't know if we have that lineup in practice either. And it's just guys stepping up and knowing when their number's called. We got to be ready to go. Everybody knows the spots 1 through 5 anyways, what it's going to be. And once we got sort of in the flow of, hey, we're playing in the same system, it's just a different person in that spot, I thought we got a little bit better looks in that stretch. A.J. Williams had a big 3 in the second half. Tanner got us 1 in the corner. Anytime he shoots it, like I said last time, you expect it to go in. And I can't overstate enough A.J. Williams' job on the defensive end. The last 2 games he had to guard Ethan Hellwig, another fifth-year player, all-conference guy at North Central, held him to 10. And today he chased Itunis around, who may be the best player in the league, and held him to under 10 points. And I think the last time we played him, he had 20-something. So credit to him. He fights over every screen and just the ultimate competitor.
What's it look like these next few days before Wednesday's contest?
Second half, everybody's seen each other one time. So we know what Carroll's going to do. It wasn't that long ago. They know what we're going to do. Now it's about execution. And I think we're playing good basketball right now. They just had a big win down in Milliken by about 15, 16, I think it was. And, I love their offense. I love the way that they play. And if we make shots the way that they play defensively, it's going to help a lot more than it did the last time in this building 2 weeks ago when we didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line or from the three-point line. So on us to prepare like we've done. I thought our preparation leading up to North Central, I told the guys on Tuesday, it could have been a little bit better. And they came in laser-focused on Thursday, laser-focused on Friday to prepare against an Elmhurst team that, beat us pretty good in their building about a month and a half ago. So credit to the guys for stepping up. Even Julian Campbell has 1 day of practice under his belt, and it was nice to get him a few minutes up there. Got to get him healthy and ready for the next few games.
Sounds great. Coach, congrats on the win. We'll see you in just over a week, and good luck on the road.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats, Coach.
Thanks.
Again, Coach Jarakovic there on the post-game show. Eric, before we sign off and use whatever voice we have left, it's been a pleasure working with you as always. And looking ahead for this team, a lot of things to like. A lot of teams, in my opinion, could hit a situation where injury, this, that, or the other, you fold under the pressure and you say, get us next year. That's not a Coach Jarakovic-led team.
Yeah, this team has stepped up in so many ways. Guys contributing off the bench, and this is exactly where you want to be if you're the Firebirds. You're near the end of the season. You got 6 games left here, and so to be just a game back of the conference lead, I'm sure Coach Jurkovic couldn't be much prouder of his effort out of his team.
Your final once again in Kenosha, the Firebirds 80, Elmhurst 72. We want to thank you all for joining us this Saturday afternoon. For all the staff, crew, definitely had their work cut out from a nice doubleheader on a Saturday afternoon. For Mike Love and John Voinovich, Laura, Sophia, Ainsley, and Morgan, the directors, graphics, replay, camera operators, none better in the CCIW. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions in Carthage College, copyright 2024. Have a good rest of your evening, everybody.